Yo guys, welcome back to some more Pokemon Go. Although this game came out earlier this month, I've actually been really looking forward to the next generation of Pokemon being added to the game. And yes, I know what you guys are all thinking. Oh Dennis, you're so ungrateful. Oh my goodness, you're so spoiled. Enjoy the original 151. And okay guys, alright, my bad. I know, I should be enjoying this, what I have right now. But maybe, just maybe, I'm tired of catching Rattatas and Pidgeys. Who knows? I would love to see a Hoot-Hoot, maybe even in the future a Swallow here or there. That'd be pretty sweet. But I've actually been super interested in the next generation. So I came across this thread here on Reddit on how a person would introduce the next generation to Pokemon Go. It's by Weibei. All credits to him. Just a really awesome thread that I found super interesting. A lot of the points he makes are just spot on, but some of the things he does say are a little bit maybe not the best, but I'll explain that as we go. Let's just get right into it. You know, I've been talking way too much here, but bringing Generation 2 to Pokemon Go Part 1. It's like a little manual here. I'm not going to read it word by word just because it would take super long and it'd be like super monotone. Oh yes, first all Pokemon will be awarded. Yes, it'd be super boring. I don't know if you guys you guys can read it on your own. I'll link the thread down below in the description. But he says one of the first things that'll happen is that Pokemon, well, let's make this clear. This is not confirmed in any way. Okay, this is some guy making making a manual in his opinion on how the next generation should be introduced. This is no way confirmed anywhere, just to clear that up. But he says first thing that should happen is that genders should be introduced. As you guys know, there are genders in the actual Pokemon game, so I like it, and he says if you have two adult Pokemon, they will like each other. This signals that they are candidates for breeding. Okay, we got the breeding aspect in Pokemon Go. I like it. There'll be a daycare tab, and then they will be able to, you know, create these, oh, I totally messed that up. They will be able to create these eggs right here with a little different shade, so you breed Pokemon. I want to say though that Pokemon Go isn't necessarily supposed to resemble the handheld game. You know, there are a lot of aspects in the handheld game that we don't have. You know, the gym battles are completely different. How to evolve your Pokemon are completely different. How you encounter Pokemon are definitely completely different. So breeding being this similar to the actual video game could be a stretch. But basically he says that breeding will be a great way to introduce these baby Pokemon. And at first I thought this was a little crazy. I don't know if that's the right word, but a little bit out there. And then I realized the average Pokemon Go player isn't like me. You know what I mean? Like the average Pokemon Go player, you know, grew up in the 90s, grew up with Pokemon, and the game brings back a nostalgia factor. You know, maybe they dropped off watching after the first generation, maybe the second generation or the third generation. But a lot of Pokemon Go players don't know any other Pokemon past the original 151. So being able to introduce that generation or the next generation through baby Pokemon is a great way to do that, because hey, they're familiar with, you know, Electabuzz, Pikachu, Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, and now they're introducing these baby Pokemon. So I thought that was really, really clever. At first I didn't like it, but then I thought from a different perspective, you know, and then I kind of think it's a pretty darn good idea. I don't honestly think there's any other better way to do it, you know, without having such a drastic change. It's like a slow process, if that makes sense. But I think right here he states, so once you catch over 50 Pokemon, you'll be able to get the, you know, next Pokédex, the Johto one. So that's a little something to keep in mind. But yeah, he talks about how baby Pokemon are a great way to introduce everything. Ditto will be used for Pokemon that don't have genders. So baby Pokemon will be the introduction to the next generation. And of course, as we know, some Pokemon in Gen 1 actually evolve into other monstrosities. Yes. Very, very scary Pokemon. I've actually been stashing up on Scyther candies because I'm super excited for Scizor. I want to have a stacked Scizor. Just keep it on the download, guys. Don't tell anybody. I've been stacking up on Scyther candies. But since we introduced baby Pokemon already, we're going to try to introduce evolutions here. Only once a player has gained the updated Pokédex and hatched baby Pokemon, they'll be able to do this, evolve their Generation 1 Pokemon. I think he keeps the same idea with the candy, which is, you know, pretty standard, I guess, at this point. So here's an example. Scyther evolves using Scyther candy, but instead of evolving, you know, just with candy, it actually has, I think it was a steel coat. I believe it's called a steel coat. I'm not too sure. Oh my goodness! All right, I'm not too sure, guys. I'm bad at Pokemon, but it evolves with 50 Scyther candy and a steel coat. Let's just call it that for now. I'm so bad at this game. But anyways, these are metal coat. Metal coat. It's right there, Dennis. Can you not read, buddy? It's a metal coat. Okay, so Scyther evolves with metal coat and Scyther candies into Scizor here. And he says that a good way to get these items is through Pokestops. I like it, but the problem with this is sometimes you get repetitive items at Pokestops. I would hate to have like 20 metal coats and it's like, oh my gosh, 20 metal coats, I'm gonna toss them all away. That's the only thing that I would find annoying, but outside of that, I do like it. I know metal coat can be used on Steelix as well. Alright, so let's see this. Okay, so this is his 4th step to introducing Generation 2 to Pokemon Go, and this is the final step. Once the player has obtained a baby Pokemon and an evolution, Professor Willow will contact them and congratulate them. And at this point, they can choose between one of the new starter Pokemon. I kind of like this, but I kind of don't at the same time. Let's say somebody breeds a Magby and then evolves their Scyther into a Scizor. That could be super cool, but it seems like such a strange requirement. Oh yeah, dude, you gotta get a Babymon, you gotta evolve one of your Pokemon, and then you can choose a starter. It seems like such a strange requirement, even though I like it, and it doesn't seem like intuitive either, like, oh yeah, I gotta do this, and then I'll get a starter, unless you read about it online or somebody tells you. That's the only thing I gotta say, but and then after that point, after you choose your starter, Generation 2 Pokemon will be appearing in the wild. So, and he says here that Hoot can replace Pidgeys at night, which is definitely a good idea. So, basically the idea is that you are slowly introducing Gen 2 Pokemon into Pokemon Go, rather than just throwing all these Pokemon right into the game, making it so cluttered, making it even more hectic. So I do like that. I mean, you're slowly introducing more Pokemon, because I can assume that you guys would imagine that as time progresses, it's gonna get even more and more hectic. That's his 4 steps to introducing Generation 2 to Pokemon Go. Breeding seems like kind of unlikely though. I'll be a little bit honest. Breeding, sticking that closely to the anime and the video game, seems a little bit unlikely, but if there is a way to get Babymons through breeding, that'd be pretty sick, I would say. Evolutions, I definitely agree 100% with all these points. I don't know if Metal Coat will actually be an item that's attainable in the game, but if it is, I'll fully embrace it. I would love to see basically Hitmontop Tyrogue. That'd be interesting, right? Because you would have to breed a Tyrogue and then somehow, some way evolve it into Hitmontop. So Hitmontop better be good. Let's just put it that way. But anyways, guys, that will be it for today's video. Let me know what you thought of this down below. The link is in the description if you want to check it out yourselves. And until next time, stay delicious.
Potion or whatever. No. We have this. We need one more hit. No. Voltorb. Voltorb, buddy. Yo, we just got absolutely wrecked.